Pnawn da and croeso. Good afternoon and welcome. Please be seated. I'm Dr. Gabe Trehan, and I'm a Pro-Chancellor here at Cardiff University. And it's a real privilege to be here today to celebrate this momentous occasion with you. To start, a warm welcome to family, friends, supporters, and to our honorary fellows. And of course to you, the class of 2023. Today we celebrate your extraordinary achievements. Acquiring a university education is no mean feat, so I commend you not only for securing a place at Cardiff University in the first place, but also for the dedication and commitment that you have demonstrated to get to where you are today. This success is only part of the story. Many of you joined as the full force of the pandemic was being felt. Others may have been year 1 or 2 into their studies when this occurred. What we and you faced was a challenge on a level not seen since the Second World War. Throughout this difficult period, you, our students, have shown patience and understanding, as well as the willingness, determination, and tenacity to tackle whatever was put in front of you. For this, you should be extremely proud, because everyone at Cardiff University is certainly proud of you. We recognize that for some of you, the uncertainty continues. But do not forget, your ceremony today recognizes all of the hard work you have put in and the culmination of your journey with us. You leave here today knowing that you are now part of the very special family of Cardiff University alumni. While you have been here, you have been taught by world-leading scholars, some of the brightest minds on the planet. And now it is your turn. Your Cardiff qualification tells the world that you are ambitious, passionate, and have a brilliant mind. Embark on the next stage of your journey with all of the confidence that brings. For some of you today may be tinged with sadness as you say goodbye to Cardiff. This vibrant, colourful, and diverse city which has been the backdrop to your journey through university. Of course, the charm of Cardiff is difficult to give up, and some of you may already have decided to stay and call Cardiff home for the foreseeable future, whether that is through work or further study. Either way, as you cross this stage in a short while and step outside this auditorium, you will be doing so as a Cardiff graduate. Cardiff University will always be your university. So wherever life takes you, we hope that you become a flag bearer for this great institution and carry forward our values of kindness and generosity of spirit. We ask that you stay in touch, visit us often, and share your experience of Cardiff University with the wider world. For now, I ask that you sit back, enjoy the ceremony, and savor the moment. I hope it will add another special memory to the collection that you have gained during your time with us, and that your graduation will be something that you look back on fondly in the years to come. I now have the pleasure of introducing Anill Dyfri. Anill will read the proclamation and a poem by Wales's inaugural national poet, Gwyneth Lewis. Many of you will have encountered Gwyneth's work before in the form of the 6-foot-high words, thought to be the biggest poem in the world on the front of the Wales Millennium Centre. Gwynedd has been writer-in-residence at the University's School of Physics and Astronomy and is now an honorary fellow. The poem, Education, was specifically commissioned by Cardiff University.
Education by Gwyneth Lewis. Beiddia feiddio, gwellhad o wneud, myna geisio, parcha ddweud. Trawsnewidiad fydd dy glod, dy ddyfodol, mentro bod. Learning's a passport that returns you home a better person. It permits you to dare being daring, makes you secure with not knowing everything, helps you welcome some failure, forges an alloy with others' thinking. It is simple delight in mind and its motions, scintillates but isn't deceptive, admits the joy of institutes, is the open road to everywhere but bigotry. It's the shortest distance between you and me, and if you're lucky, it never ends. I will now read the proclamation, first in Welsh and then in English. Nerth gwlad ei gwybodaeth. Boed hysbys i holl aelodau'r brifysgol ac ar hyd y lled y byd, fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. Wrth ddathlu'r cyflawniadau'r rhai sydd yn osbarth 2023, fe'i hatgoffwn o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu i werthoedd y brifysgol hon. Nod iddynt twy yw ceisio trwy eu cyflawniadau i wasanaethu'r lles pawb, ymdrechu i sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. A nation's strength is in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. We celebrate the achievement in those in the class of 2023, and in doing so remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence on all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
Good afternoon. My name is Olivia Evans, and it is my honour to address you as the Vice President Sports and Athletic Union President of Cardiff University Students' Union, as well as a previous graduate of the School of History, Archaeology and Religion. May your care ever be for the good name of our university and the well-being of our world. When we embarked on our university journey, the years we had ahead seemed like a lifetime. I'm sure most of you would agree that it feels like yesterday that we were dropped off at our halls of residence, saying goodbye to our friends and family, and feeling apprehensive about making friends, fitting in, and starting our academic journey at Cardiff. But what at the time felt like forever goes in a blink of an eye, and before you know it, you're sat in a cap and gown in St David's Hall, thinking about what the future may have in store. However, what we didn't know then, that we know now, is that we'd be leaving Cardiff having become a member of a close-knit and supportive community. When I sat down to think about what made Cardiff the special university it is, the first thing that came to mind was the community that we have built. The Cardiff community is one like no other. Whether your time at Cardiff has been impacted by competing in a sports team, contributing to a society, overcoming barriers, or bonding with friends on your course, you became part of a community that shaped your time here, and a community that will, if you choose to let it, shape your time after Cardiff. Being an alumni of Cardiff University opens you up to a network of fellow Cardiff students, some newly graduated and some who've gone on to achieve great things who can help you do the same. Whether it be by making the most of the rich alumni network that Cardiff has to offer, by staying in contact with friends or peers, or by coming back and visiting the place where you had the best years of your life. That community feeling that Cardiff has given you during your time here doesn't have to end today. It is something you can take with you wherever you go. When thinking about this speech, a quote stuck out to me. What matters in life is not what happens to you, but what you remember and how you remember it. No one could have anticipated the journey that you have all taken to get here. But one thing is for sure, you can be proud that you are sat here today, graduating as the class of 2023. I hope that you all remember how far you have come and how much you have achieved at Cardiff. It has been by no means an easy journey for you all, but it has been our diversity that has got us through adversity. So whilst the future may look daunting now, remember this moment, take a deep breath, appreciate how far you have come and realise how far you can go. I hope you all go on to remember the journey that you've had at Cardiff fondly and keep those memories close to your heart. But most importantly, please remember, you will always have a home here in Cardiff. Diolch yn fawr.
Yn iawn da, a croeso cynnes i bawb. Colin Reardon dwi, is-ganghellor, Prifysgol Caerdydd. I'm Colin Reardon, the Vice-Chancellor of Cardiff University, and I'd like to add my own warm welcome to everybody, but particularly to the students in our class of 2023. So we now come to the main part of the ceremony when the student's name will be read out. They'll come across the stage, and that's the cue for you to applaud wildly, to whoop if you want, scream, celebrate the moment. My only plea is that we give a chance for the next person's name to be heard, so if you can sort of cut off at that point. Once all students for each group have crossed the stage and returned to their seats, I will then ask you to stand. And at that point, it's the tradition of this university that I say a sentence in Welsh to congratulate each group of students for their achievements. And the Welsh that I use when translated into English means, on behalf of the university, I recognise your achievement with great pleasure. So we will now move to the presentation of graduates, and I invite Professor James Hegarty to the lectern.
So it's lovely to be here this afternoon, Prynhawn da, and I'm absolutely delighted as the head of the School of History, Archaeology and Religion, Professor James Hegarty, to be here to talk to you and just to say a few words. It's a highlight in the academic year for all of us, the moment of graduation. We've spent 3 years in each other's company, and over that time, we've had highs and we've had some lows, as we've navigated our way through the pandemic, industrial action, and the day-to-day contours of academic life. Your time as a student has been completely different to any other year group. But what I want to say to you today is that it has been a privilege to watch you grow into the soon-to-be graduates sitting here right now in this room. Now, how will we look back on these years? Yes, we may think about COVID, but there are some other things that I want to think about. There are some other things that I want to mention about the School of History, Archaeology and Religion. We continue to expand the range and reach of our appointments in our school, with new colleagues specialising in new areas of historical inquiry, environmental history, the social ethics of migration. We are a school positioning ourselves to explore the issues that impact on the world today. The Caerau and Ely Rediscovering Heritage Project, a partnership between Cardiff University, Action in Caerau and Ely, local schools, residents and heritage partners, goes from strength to strength. More than 10 years now of activity. It recently discovered what is likely to be the oldest dwelling in Cardiff, which is around 2,500 years old. And that is putting pride in that area and transforming the understanding of Cardiff's past as a city. We are a school that works in the community to not just share, but to co-produce discovery and to co-create change. Colleagues in conservation are changing the way objects from the past are maintained for future generations by developing new courses for museum staff, as well as considering the ethics of collection and the future of heritage. And we've seen flashpoints around the ethics of collection many times in recent years. So we're a school that answers the questions of why the humanities are important, not just in theory, but in practice. Dr. Esther Wright recently published a major study of American history as it is reflected in the world of computer game entertainment. We are a school that is connecting history to the present at the giddy edge of today's technology-driven world. So given all this, and in the light of it, we hope that you will continue to act as spokespeople of independent thinkers, to act as spokespeople as we grapple with the world as it is, but also as we seek to create the world as it should be. So these are just some of the successes, the achievements that we and you share. As you cross the stage today, you take with you these memories, your memories, and more, along with the friendships you have made. You also take our thanks for shaping and enriching our school and university community during your time with us. We've been inspired by you and your commitment to our values. Now, we're delighted to see you go out into the world and make a positive impact on the places in which you'll live and work. So thank you, class of 2023. I, Professor James Hegarty, introduce those for the degree of Bachelor of Arts for class of 2023. Nicholas Kai Aldous. Ethan Samuel Allen. Matthew James Archer. William Astley. Megan Algler. Miranda Baines. James Barker. Madeline Ball. Megan Beth Beaumont. Geordie Banach. Jade Bangs. Emma Banting. Ruby Grace Barker. Alicia Barry. Esty Batten. Edie. Felicity Beach Thomas. Jake Callum Belton. Patrick Belinsky. Isabella Black. Alexander Bolton. Hannah Brennan. Benjamin Brooker. James Nicholas Hiraldi Brown. Zachary David Evans. Elliot Michael Buckland. Emily Faith Bullock. Abby Hannah Byrne. Ethan Cade. Bethany Lily Carter. Louis John Chasty. Sam Chapman. Olivia Grace Charlton. William Francis Charlesley. Sophie Christensen. Harriet Church. Phoebe Coates. Jack Douglas Wallace Cody. Alice Elizabeth Bennett Coleman. Aaron Charles Collins. Abigail Collins. Abigail Craig Jones. Xavier Cranwell. Harry Crichton. Kelsey Ray Cross. Molly Kate Curry. Dylan Croucher. Ellie Dalton. Ashley David. Katie Lynn Davis. Charlie Davis. Georgia Lily Davies. Shannon Louise Davies. Megan Davison. Ashley DeCandle. Kieran D'Souza. Lucy Deegan. Eleanor Jewell. Oren Donnelly. Rosenwyn Breyer Darrell. Jasmine Ruby Coral Drover. Reese Dunn. Sunny Durant. Florence Eels. Katie Jane Edwards. Lucy Edwards. Catherine Rose Elliott. Tegan Evans. James Falconer. Emily Flavelle. Evie Frost. Albert Samuel Fruin. Jack Gallop. Grace George. Sophia Giles. Lily Goby. Catherine Godfrey. Jack Oliver Golding. Joseph Allen Gorman. Bethany Megan Greenhall. Grace Grenfell. Caris Gray Thompson. Lee Griffiths. Megan Griffiths. Lucy Griffiths Osborne. Kaylee Hamer. Rory Hargreaves. Lauren Haxley. Khalees Hayden. Megan Louise Henning. Joseph Heppenstall. Thomas Andrew Hewitt. Patrick James Hay. Oscar Ryan Higgins. Millie Hillier Wood. Anna Elizabeth Hinton. Jennifer Holland. Emily Holmes. Jasmine Rose Holmes. Abby Honey. Lucy Hopkins. George Howard. Douglas Rice Howell. Howell. Jennifer Hurdle. Katie Hutton. Mohammed Iqbal. Aziz Saeed Islam. Katie Eisen. Gabriel Elliott Cooper Jackson. Jemima Ruth Cecilia James. Oliver James. Daisy Jeffries. Cara Jeffries. Mia Jeffrey. Emily May Jervis Green. Catherine John. Jessica Johnson. Kaylee Johnson. Matthew Christopher Jones. Megan Elizabeth Jones. Sona Jose. Jack Austin Juby. Rohan Kaka. Alexander Kay. Noah Jace Khan. Harry James Crum. Sinhang Rachel Lamb. Nathan James Lavelle. Elila LeMaich Smith. Olivia Jane Lee. Maya Erin Gwen Lewis. Daniel Anthony Leishon. Charlotte Lillian Catherine Lusted. Hannah Elizabeth Mackin. Lisa Marie Mapley. Cordelia Rebecca Margetson, yes. Eleanor Lucy Marsh. Harry Bryant William Mackenzie. Emma McCune. Sean McKevitt. Luke McLaughlin. Noam Sagi Mendelzevsky. Oh, dear me, sorry. Let's stop that. I'm going to do that again. Noam Sagi Menzelewski Steinberg. Apologies. Georgia Fionn Meredith. Abigail Hannah Miles. Eleanor Mitchell. Imogen Lewis Malloy. Elliot Joe Moody. Tabitha Jane Morell. Samuel Mutter. Joseph Nelligan Jarvis. Anya Newman. Emily Nolan. Kai Noor Shamir. Noah Northcott. Ruby O'Connor. Kira Overfield. Harvey Palmer. Lynn Paramore. Louis Parfit. Amy Parrott. Chloe Peachy. Aleri Pearson. Molly Jane Pearson. Lydia May Powell. Rebecca Powell. George Ratcliffe. Miranda Catherine Rees. Lucy Ella Reeves. James Ridderch Roberts. Declan John Riley. David Emir Roberts. Katie B. Robinson. Elizabeth Roper. Jade Rose. Holly Jade Ryder. Ella Saddington. Jaiviria Salim. Mariam Salim, sorry. Thea Saxon. Lucy Schofield. Lewis Selby. Louisa Maria de Semmons. Gabriella Sexton. Joseph Shaw. Megan Kate Shergold. Isabel Gwen Sladen. Joshua Smith. Sam Stewart. Maya Southerns. Leighton Kane Sweeney. Melania Roxana Silagi. Silagi. Cleona Charlotte Tanner Smith. Sarah Tansey. Anastasia Thomas. David Hugh Thomas. Lavinia Thomas. Ivan Patrick Thompson. Isabel Thornton. Joseph George Tipper. Holly Tomley. Georgia Jane Trower. Willow Turner. Joseph Alexander Totham. Emotsino Umukule. Celia Waite. Conrad Whale. Olivia Rose Watkins. Hannah Rose Webster. Jocelyn Mary Wells. Alfred Weston. Owen Wines. Tyler White. Natalie Wilkes. Nathaniel Wilkins. Lewin Clear Williams. Jessica Williams. Megan Williams. Sarah Elizabeth Williams. Angharad Williams Marshall. Charlotte Willis. Candice Wilmer. Henry Wilson. Rafe Wilson. Paulina Maria Wisniewska. Abigail Lauren Wood. Theodore Wood. Estella Yao. I, Professor James Hegarty, introduce those for the degree of Bachelor of Economic and Social Studies for class of 2023. Ethan Murphy. I, Professor James Hegarty, introduce those for the degree of Bachelor of Science for class of 2023. Benjamin Bennett. Hella Rachel Lorna Buckingham Barter. Georgina Ellen Clifton. Talia Rose Dalton. Barnaby Julian. Anna Mae Lewis. Isabel Amy Loxton. Jessica Morgan. Rufus Oakley. Jacob Osborne. Isabel Josephine Reeve. Caitlin Roach. Evie Mae Taylor. Elise Tideswell. Edward Townsend. James Watson. Seren Isabel Young.
I don't think I'll ever play the piano again after applauding so much. I'm Kenneth Hamilton. I'm head of the School of Music. It's my great pleasure and privilege to introduce the music class of 2023. Rather smaller in number, I admit, than the previous class, but though we be small, we also be mighty, as it says in Shakespeare. Now, it was my great pleasure and privilege to meet a lot of parents who are here today outside the School of Music this morning, many of whom had travelled literally halfway around the world in order to see their children graduating. Delighted they're here, and also those who came for a little bit closer by. I remembered with great anguish that, in fact, I never even wanted to go to my own graduation. The only reason I went was because my mother said she would kill me if I didn't go to my own graduation, you know. But when I see the happy faces around me today and the genuine pleasure, I realise that, as in so many things, I was completely wrong. So I apologise at a distance of several decades for that as I introduce our music graduates today. Now, of course, we all know that we've been through a very difficult few years. And we all know, of course, Nietzsche's famous saying, "That which does not kill me makes me stronger." It's quoted all the time. It was quoted, you know, the pandemic and all this sort of stuff. You've heard it a million times. What you probably won't have actually heard was the bit that goes before it, which actually goes from life's school of war. It says, "From life's school of war, that which does not kill me makes me stronger." It also so happens to come from a book called Götz and Dämmerung, Twilight of the Idols. And all of the music students here, I'm assuming, I'm praying, will know that Twilight of the Idols is obviously a play. It's a parody on Wagner's famous opera Götterdämmerung, Twilight of the Gods. So this book is partly about sort of, you know, basically knocking down icons, knocking down received wisdom. And as is typical for Nietzsche, the bit at the beginning, you know, from the school of war of life, or from the military school of life, basically means that's one way of looking at life. But there are other ways of looking at life rather than just the survival of the fittest and that which does not kill me makes me stronger. And music is one of these ways of looking at life. Music is a social cohesive bond. It's a method of communication. It's also a way of giving back to the community. And our distinguished honorary fellow, Beverly Humphreys, that I will have the privilege of introducing very soon, is a sterling example of that. Finally, music is a passion. We're all very, very lucky that we, as musicians, can actually do for our study and for our work that which a lot of people do for relaxation and for edification after they go home from work. We're extremely privileged, and even after decades, I've never really lost the feeling of just how lucky I personally am to be a musician, and how lucky our students are to be able to actually do music as their career. In other words, have their passion possibly turn into their means of livelihood. So we're very, very lucky in that. We're also very lucky that music is an international bond. I mean, in the School of Music just this year, we had our chamber choir touring Malaysia very successfully. I couldn't go, I'm afraid, but I saw the photographs, absolutely wonderful. We had, within Britain, we had the Symphonic Wind Ensemble winning a gold medal award at a national competition. We had many other successful concerts, and we even had, ladies and gentlemen, our very own gamelan purchase, an Indonesian percussion orchestra, a beautiful, rather Indonesian percussion orchestra, made for especially in Java by a gamelan maker in a village in Java. I'll tell you, that was difficult to get through the university procurement system. I can tell you that. Not easy, but we finally have our gamelan. So we are bringing the world a little bit to us, and we are reaching out to the world as well through the universal language of music. And I'm very proud and privileged to be able to introduce students who will go out into the world and hopefully make it a little bit of a better place, and also make themselves, I hope, a good living as well through music. So we are basically in an interesting nodal point at the moment, I think, where we we have a chance to make things better after the pandemic, or just go on in the same sort of way. And I'm going to finish as I started with Nietzsche and Wagner, because I love Nietzsche and Wagner. One of the things Wagner used to say in his old age, when lots of composers and musicians were just copying him, just copying his style and all this sort of thing, and he said, Kinder, schaff Neues. Children, go in, do something new. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say to our wonderful class of 2023. Don't copy us. Hopefully you've learned a little bit from us, but don't make our mistakes. You don't even have time to make our mistakes. You've got time to make your own mistakes, and that's all. No more. We haven't necessarily done that great if you look at the world around you, but you go away and do something new, do something different, and do something better than we've managed to do with your musical talents. We are the past, you're the future. Congratulations on your graduation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with my cap in hand, otherwise it will fall off repeatedly, it is my pleasure to introduce to the Vice-Chancellor those who are receiving the award of Certificate of Education for the class of 2023 in music. Martha Powell. It is now my pleasure to introduce those for the Bachelor of Arts with Music, the class of 2023. Ella Edwards Bevington. Alice Bridgeland. Emily Connor. Anna Coops. John Cridland. Toby Danes. Sean Egan. Bethan Evans. Maria Beatriz Ferraz de Oliveira. Georgia Gillespie. Clementine Lewins. Alfie McIntyre. Josephine Rippon. Megan Elizabeth Shinner. Yeva Vaichitete. It is my pleasure to introduce those for the degree of Bachelor of Music for the class of 2023. Victoria Agg. Darcy Beck. Cassia Bellardo. Rachel Bertley. Erin Rose Burke. Yi Ching Chan. Rebecca Mary Collins. Joshua Conway. Conal Fisher. Chloe Louise Foster. Edward James Govier. Evan Hancock. Rebecca Hardy. Emma Elizabeth Herbert. Grace Mayer Hewitt. Caradog Ethan Jones. Rhys Meredith Barrett. Olivia Grace Monaghan. Joshua Thomas Napper. Barnaby Peter Kershaw Petty. Katie Alice Remington. Jonathan Hector Roberts. Benedict Philip Stevens. Keyman Joseph Cho. Olivia Loz Volak. Florence May Waddington. Harry Woodward. The Vice-Chancellor will now confirm the achievement.
Will all those who've just crossed the stage please stand? O ran o Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eu cyhoeddiad gyda phledr mawr. Llongyfarchiadau Lee. Many congratulations. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.
I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the postgraduate certificate for the class of 2023. Catherine Bond. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the postgraduate diploma for the class of 2023. Catherine Keldine. Emma Georgina Underlane Layson. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the degree of Master of Arts for the class of 2023. Sioned Bainon. Megan Billsland. Matthew Bowen. Catherine Carter-Evans. Connor Brett. Megan Cook. Rachel Duffy. Sunny Durant. Rian Evans. Xu Chang Fang. Hannah Ferguson. Bethan Abigail Gibbs. Hilary Jane Gladwell. Theon Griffiths. Charles Hemingway. Nathan Hewitt. Lewis James. Daniel John. Alexander David Jones. Ellie Kevill. Rob King. Charlotte McMahon. Hannah Morris. Leandros Martin Andreas Filiotos. Megan Phillips. Joshua Thomas Rettard. Megan Mary Rowe. Lucas Kamil Saharchuk. Sharon Sheck. Ashlyn Ellen Thomas. Victoria Leslie Venning Richards. Helen Watkins. James Weaver. Frederick Winklers. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the degree of Master of Science for the class of 2023. Thank you. Benjamin Bridger. Rita Swao Kwan Chung. Charlotte Amy Clark. Helen Victoria Amy Cunningham-Jones. Erin Foster. Gabriella Grimace. Nathaniel Harrop Pender. Rhiannon Olivia Jenkins. Hector Kelly. Seren Kitchener. Fedra Komudrumo. Alice Megan Law. Ashley Meyer. Caroline Parkin. Purple Peters. Rhian Helen Toms. Chloe Jane Thompson. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the degree of Master of Theology for the class of 2023. Richard John Beck. Hannah Kerr Buckley. Charlotte Mary Florence Biggs. Mari Heading. Caroline Victoria John. Faizan Mohammed. Johan Schumann. Andrew David Stone. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those for the degree of Master of Philosophy for the class of 2023. Gillian Vickery. The Vice-Chancellor will now confirm the achievement.
Would those who've just crossed the stage please stand? Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrheiddiad gyda phledr mawr. Llongyfarchiadau Lee. Many congratulations. Welcome, fawr iawn. Thank you very much.
The following students to be presented have achieved a doctoral degree, and in recognition of their achievements and research, they will be presented to the presiding officers who will doff in return. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Nicholas Alderton. Emily Annie Bennett. Adele Ann Bricking. Matthew Bromley. Adele Burnett. Alan Evans. Ana Beatriz Ferreira. August Boyang Guan. Elizabeth Ann Howard. Laura Ann Jones. Irini Konstantinidi. Nicholas McDermott. Lucy McPhee. Benjamin Morris. Ewan William Richard Short. Blaise Emrys Wynard.
graduating from the stage,
we have Zhu Zhuao. The Vice-Chancellor will now confer the award.
Will our new Doctors of Philosophy please stand? Ar ran y Brifysgol, rwy'n cydnabod eich cyrheiddiad gyda phleser mawr. Llongyfarchiadau Lee. Many congratulations. Thank you very much.
It is now my great pleasure and privilege to present our honorary fellow for this afternoon's ceremony. We are not going to ask her to do a wee run around the stage like we've just seen from so I'll just present her achievements. Beverly Humphreys is a distinguished musician with a social conscience, as I mentioned earlier. She's a graduate of Cardiff University School of Music, Bachelor of Arts, so she's one of us originally as well. She's also, as I know from last night's graduation dinner, a delightful and charming dinner companion. However, it's a pleasure, Beverly. However, she's not getting an honorary fellowship just for that, although it does help. It has to be admitted. But Beverly is an astonishing example of a musician who has had and continues to have a stellar career, but gives back to society. She's a very distinguished singer, one of the most distinguished Welsh singers, a stalwart of Welsh National Opera, an outstanding Carmen in Bizet's Carmen, an outstanding Rosina in Rossini's Barber of Seville. She's undertaken many operatic roles with great success. And when I initially came to Cardiff, I don't know, as a Scottish person about 11 years ago or so, I used to think that this idea of Wales, of the land of song, was just basically a cliche, a bit like the idea that we Scots spent our time eating haggis and pouring whiskey over it. But in fact, it is actually true that Wales is the land of song, and Beverly is a fine example of it, just as it is true that we occasionally do eat haggis and pour whiskey over it. So Beverly is an outstanding example of the reality of Wales. So she had a distinguished career as a singer, which she continues to do. Also, a remarkably distinguished career as a crossover singer. She's one of the very few classical singers who has had equal success as a jazz and musical theatre singer. She successfully crossed over. And those of you who are not musicians here maybe don't realise just how many people unsuccessfully cross over from classical world to jazz and popular music world, to realise how unusual this is, but it's a very unusual thing as well. And in latter years, she has had another distinguished career as a music broadcaster, a familiar voice, on BBC Radio 4, BBC Radio 3. She's very familiar broadcaster from this very hall for BBC National Orchestra of Wales concerts and many other occasions. She has her own Music Hour programme on BBC Radio, and makes many other public broadcasts in music and cultural sphere. Now, I think that would be enough for her to deserve an honorary fellowship personally, but she also has effectively a third string to her bow, which is a musician with a social conscience who gives back to society. She's chair of the Paul Robeson Trust. She works with refugees in her home of Pontypridd. She works with the homeless. She is involved in many different charities, not all of them musical. Beverly is basically an artist who actually tries to make the world better, not just through her music, but also through active works of charity and benevolence. And this was the main thing. I was impressed last night by just hearing a very, very small amount of the work that Beverly is doing entirely voluntarily, basically to make the world a better place, to help young people, to give young people a chance, to give refugees a chance, to give the underprivileged a chance. So it is really my great honour and privilege to have the pleasure of introducing Beverly as a most distinguished and deserving Honorary Fellow of Cardiff University and former graduate of Cardiff University School of Music for her artistry, but also for her commitment to society and humanity. So, Vice-Chancellor, it is my great pleasure and honour to present Beverly Humphreys for the conferment of an Honorary Fellowship of Cardiff University. Thank you.
Trwy'r dod a rododd i mi gan y cyngor, derbyniaf chi fel cymrawd ar ynhyrdaeth Prifysgol Caerdydd. Congratulations.
Well, if I manage to get through the next few minutes without shedding tears, it'll be a minor miracle. My heart is overflowing with absolute delight, and I feel so privileged to be able to share in the joy of your achievements today at this university that has such a special place in my heart. All the knowledge, the skills, the life experiences, and the life lessons that you have received during your years here, you take with you as you step out onto your next part of your journey, and I wonder where it will take you. When I graduated from this wonderful university, I had no idea whatsoever where my journey would lead me. But when I look back, I realize now that during those years, I just had a tiny glimpse of perhaps the person I was meant to be. None of my journey was planned at all. Everything you just heard, has come out purely by serendipity. And I love that word. You know that word, serendipity? It means the faculty of making happy and unexpected discoveries by accident. Through serendipity, my life, as you've just heard, has taken me from opera house and concert platform to BBC studios, to centres across the country where I talk about the icons, people like Paul Robeson, the first African-American to go to Rutgers University in the 1920s, and a man who spent his life fighting to make the world a better place. It always and often takes me to homeless hostels, to centres for the improvement of mental health, to police stations and courtrooms too, where, unfortunately, I have to live out the real-life drama of fighting the Home Office to keep young asylum seekers safely in this country. But all these things, all these threads, all this part of the warp and the weft of life are all connected. At the moment, as we know, the world seems to be in a state of having lost its equilibrium. Strange, tragic, and disturbing news. And the future seems uncertain. And that's why it seems to me that at this time of uncertainty, we need to hold on to the things that are constant. For me, some of those things are love, laughter, and music. Music, as we've already heard, feeds our soul. It spans time and space. It connects us with the past, the present, and the future. One of our great Welsh composers, Ivan Novello, once said that music, he felt, has the power to transcend all the tragedy and the evil in the world, that music is universal and constant. What about laughter? Well, it ripples through our life, and it can help put things into perspective. I discovered early on in my career how important laughter is to extricate oneself from a very difficult situation. I was singing in the Royal Albert Hall in London, where Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh were guests, and I was to be introduced to them in the green room in the interval. I won't tell you exactly what I did, but I made a terrible faux pas when I was being introduced to the late Majesty. And in her very gracious way, she turned a very awkward moment into laughter, and how it saved my embarrassment. So remember that if you're ever talking to King Charles and you make a mistake and you do something wrong, make sure that you make him laugh, because then that'll get you out of anything. The third thing, the most important thing, love. It's the strongest, most powerful and precious part of life. Love in all its aspects. I think it underpins everything. Our relationship with each other, our relationships with the people, the new people we meet every day, the natural world around us. I think it even underpins the decisions and the choices that we make in life. And for me, it feels as though everything is interwoven and connected by love, and really it's the only way I can make sense of life. Because love and kindness are never wasted. They always make a difference. Love blesses the one who receives it, and oh my goodness, it blesses the person who gives it. Now, you are going to be given, and already have been, so much advice during this day, this very special day, and I guess that you will be sifting through all the things that people have said you should do in your life. I remember one piece of advice that a teacher gave to me once. It was, never lose your sense of wonder. And I've tried to hold on to that. It seems childlike, perhaps. A sense of wonder, what does that mean? In a way, I think it means that you have a growing capacity to live totally in every moment. I have felt this afternoon with you. You are living this moment totally. And that's what we need to do with every moment. Live it now, hear, touch, smell, feel everything, experience everything totally in that moment. And you will find glimpses of beauty when there seem to be none. And in a strange way, I think it expands time, and oh my goodness, do we need more time. Please remember, and I'm sure you know this, but I want to say it to you. You are unique. Each one of you is very, very special. And yet we are all connected. I know you'll have all this melange of emotions today. Excitement, anticipation, doubts, maybe fears too. But I urge you to believe in who you are and who you will become. And as you fulfill your own potential, which I know each one of you is going to do, you can help to create the kind of world you want to live in. A world where every life is valued and respected. Where no child goes to bed at night hungry. Where strangers are welcomed. Where human rights are upheld, whatever color, creed, class, or gender. Where truth eliminates lies, and where love overcomes hatred. I believe in every one of you, because each of us, in some way, it can be very small or it can be significant. We can change the world. You can change the world and make it a better place for everyone. Never doubt it, even when the odds seem overwhelming. I'm not going to sing to you. Someone suggested last night that I should, but I'm going to just quote to you a few lines from a song that I always sing at the end of my concerts. May each day in the week be a good day. May the Lord always watch over you. May all of your hopes turn to wishes, and may all of your wishes come true. May each day in the month be a good day. May you make friends with each one you meet. And may all of your daydreams be memories, and all of your memories be sweet. The weeks turn to months, the months turn to years. There'll be sadness and joy. There'll be laughter and tears. But one thing I pray to heaven above, that each of your days be a day full of love. May each day in the year be a good day. May each dawn find you happy. I pray that each of your days be as lovely as the one I've shared with you today. May each day of your life be a good day. So hold on to your dreams. They may change. Serendipity may change them. Hold on to them. Believe in them. Take what you have gleaned from this university and from Cardiff. Take it with you wherever you are in the world. Take a little bit of Cardiff with you, and we will keep you in our heart. And wake up every morning and say to yourself, today is going to be the best day of my life. Thank you.
Well, everybody else has congratulated you, so I should do the same. Congratulations again. You are now part of the Cardiff University alumni community, a group of 210,000 graduates. Cardiff alumni are great global citizens. Some are activists with high profile. Others are quiet, solid contributors to their communities. Cardiff will have given you more than just a degree. You have been encouraged to ask questions, challenge conventional wisdom. You have been shown willingness and determination, the real hallmarks of a Cardiff University graduate. The Welsh word hiraeth is made for moments like this. It conveys a sense of place, of love, of longing, of memories. We hope you will keep hiraeth in your hearts for Cardiff University. Before we close the ceremony, there is one last Cardiff University tradition we should uphold. While today is all about your achievements, it's not something you have done on your own. You have been supported by family and friends throughout your journey. So can I now ask all the new graduates to stand? Everyone in the hall has made a lot of noise for you. Now it is your turn. So please make as much noise as you can to say thanks to all those that supported you. Now here's a film welcoming you to the Cardiff University alumni family. Enjoy the film, and as it ends, please stand as the platform party leaves and your ceremony draws to a close. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations. Llongyfarchiadau unwaith eto.
Take a look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? Class of 2023, Today we take stock of everything we've achieved and say thank you to those who always believed. So scroll through memories, cymryd selfies gyda'r besties, and stand up straight for the photographer. Say cheers. Today we remember how we got this far, the late nights and bright lights, and moments we didn't do as well as we might. Pob dyddiad cau, dyfal barhau, o weithio'n galed i'r darllediadau. Today we're rewarded for all the hard work that started way back with the first steps we took. Dropped at Talabont, yng Nghennydd, Aberdare, Aberconwy, I ganol y freshers, heb wybod lle I fynd, heb nabod bob un, nes canfod ffrindiau oes yn neidiau bob cytun. First dates.
Soulmates.
I'm gonna start crying at this rate.
Today we're part of something that's hard to describe. The new class of an old tribe. A tradition that'll be there our whole lives, a network that continues to help us thrive. Years from now, we'll see someone with a badge on their tie, or hear people on a bus shouting,
Cheers, drive.
and we'll remember where we came from, where we came into our own, where we made our mark. Canfod Cardiff, where we found a home. Today we make noise like it's the varsity game, and count ourselves lucky we found people with the same interests, hobbies, bydd o hiwmod nes bod ni'n folly. People who tried to shelter us with broken brollies. People who helped us find our limits and push them out the way. People who helped us get to this point.
On this day.
Today is a day we mark everything we've shared. A day we tell people just how much we cared, that they were always there, even when they couldn't be. Roedden ni'n gwybod y deiau eto high lyfryn for all the long hours we've had to put in. We still had those nights that went right through till dawn, and days we dug deeper than ever before. So here's to those late night revisers and early risers, to sunny days that passed by in View Park, to that special someone who gave us that special spark and helped us to grow, to transform, to dream. Today's for that someone we're proud to have at in team. What happens tomorrow is whatever you choose. Go make news or break news that absolutely refuse to be told that can't be done, because we've only just begun to make records and break records and make history and break history and say,
Dyma fy myd I. This is the world I want to see.
10,
20.
30,
40.
years from now, you'll look back on today and realise you've been by your side the whole way. But right now, right here, let's savour the moment and say, camgymeriadau, congratulations. Let's get the celebrations underway. Take a moment. Look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? We're Cardiff University. Croeso, welcome to your alumni community.